So today we're going to be taking a look at my PS3 collection. The PS3 was the last console that I actually purchased. I first got my Xbox, then the Wii, and then the PS3. And I don't have very many games for it. So I'll just start off by showing you the games that I do have for it. And we'll start it off with Uncharted. And not only is this a great game, but it's my favorite game on the PS3. It reminds me a lot of Tomb Raider, the Tomb Raider series, and it just looks beautiful. It's an awesome game. So Uncharted, that's my favorite game. Next we have Ratchet and Clank Future Tools of Destruction, and I love the Ratchet and Clank games on the PS2, so it was only right that I buy this. I will say I'm not going to say I was disappointed in the game, but it definitely didn't hold up to the PS2 versions. I mean, it looks beautiful and it plays well. It's just the story didn't seem like it was as entertaining as all the other Ratchet games. So, but it was definitely worth the money that I spent on it. I think I bought it new, so it was worth the $60. And there's a lot of replayability. And not to mention the downloadable PSN games, so I definitely want to get into that too. But yeah, this was a good game. Next we have Ninja Gaiden Sigma, and this was the first PlayStation 3 game that I actually bought. I bought this with this system, even though I already have the Ninja Gaiden game on the Xbox, but I wanted a game that will show off the PlayStation 3 capabilities, you know, the graphical capabilities at the time, and this was definitely it. I know this is comparable to Ninja Gaiden Black, and I didn't get that on the 360 on the Xbox. So even though it was kind of the same game as the Xbox version of Ninja Gaiden, it definitely looked better, and there was a few minor differences in it. And I will say it wasn't quite as hard as the first Ninja Gaiden game on the Xbox. So this was my first PS3 game, and even though I haven't finished it, it was still a blast to play, and it looks beautiful, as I said already before. Next we have Heavenly Sword, which I guess I'll say that I don't want to say it's my second favorite, but it really is a great game. I mean, the presentation in this game is outstanding. While it isn't that long, I think I beat it in maybe 5 hours. And you know what? I really wish that it was longer, but I did beat it in 5 hours. And you know, the voice acting was on point. The graphics are on point. The gameplay, while it is kind of like a hack and slash type of game, God of War type of game, it offers a different type of gameplay than what you would expect for a hack and slash game with different stances and stuff like that. But you know, it was a pretty good game. I enjoyed it. Next we have MotorStorm, and I am a big racing fan, and this was a must-have for me, just because, you know, it seems like that game, that racing game to own if you own a PS3. So I bought this used, and you know, I played it a lot. And I don't want to say, like I said before, I don't want to say that I'm disappointed with it, but, you know, I was expecting more tracks and more cars and stuff like that. But hopefully, you know, I'll get my hands on MotorStorm too, and I heard that is an awesome game. So MotorStorm, definitely it is a lot of fun. And the fact that it didn't have online, you know, from the jump was kind of a disappointment, but, you know, it really is fun to play. Devil May Cry 4. This was a must-have on the PS3, even though I do have the Xbox. This was a must-have for the PS3, just because this is a Sony franchise in my eyes, and you know, it's not Devil May Cry if it's not played on a Sony system. So I got it for the PS3, and I enjoyed it. Of course, it wasn't as hard as all the other Devil May Cry games. Devil May Cry 3 gave me nightmares. Like, just the fact that it was so frustrating, so hard, and I died so many times. I mean, that really did stink, but this game did a better job with the difficulty, and the story was pretty good. So hopefully, you know, there's going to be another Devil May Cry. I'm sure there will be. Next we have Resistance Fall of Man, which I beat over the summer, and I absolutely adored it. This game is awesome. I haven't really played online that much, but the story was pretty good. You know, I have a few problems with it, and I won't spoil it for anyone, but if you've beaten this game, you'll know where I'm coming from. The ending of the game sucks. It's terrible, and I don't know if they did that on purpose. Well, hopefully they didn't make it terrible on purpose, but it's just, it doesn't answer anything, you know, and maybe, you know, maybe I'm just being too skeptical or whatever, and maybe the questions will get answered in Resistance too, but the ending of this game, it was, oh my goodness, I was kind of upset after putting, you know, some hours into this game. I was pretty upset that the ending was so just, it wasn't top notch. It wasn't even close to being great. But I don't think I'm going to be getting Resistance 2 next week, just because, you know, I don't want to spend, you know, $1 trillion this month. November has some crazy new releases, so I'm gonna hold off for Resistance. Maybe I'll ask for it for Christmas or something like that, or buy it sometime later on in the month. But I definitely want to play through the story mode in Resistance 2 to see if it answers any of the questions that were left in Resistance 1. And the last game that I got for the PS3 is LittleBigPlanet. And, you know, while it isn't my favorite game, I already told you Uncharted is my favorite game for the PS3. LittleBigPlanet is slowly creeping up the ladder, and it's such a charming, delightful game. I mean, there's just so much to do in the game. Right now, I'm trying to take a stab at creating levels, and, you know, I really don't know if it's working for me because I don't think I'm that creative. But it's a lot of fun to play, and I love the fact that, you know, all of my friends that are on PSN, they're making some awesome levels. So, yeah, definitely, I'm going to put more time into this game, and hopefully I get a chance to play with some of you guys on PSN. So, that's all my PS3 games. Not a lot. Maybe sometime in the future, you know, my PS3 library will grow, but for now, you know, it consists of these few games. But the fact that they're quality games is all that really matters. So thanks for watching this video. In the future, look for more game collection videos from me.